I have a confession. That I don't care what you say, burnt toast is better than all other toast. And I said what I said, and it is what it is. Okay.
No. And if you want to hear the continued drama of this, you can follow her on her Instagram.
Yeah. Anyone who doesn't like burnt toast is a monster. Okay. I said what I said.
That's disgusting.
And when you're eating sandy gluten-free bread, you're like, yeah, I know this definitely needs a little something because it tastes like dirt.
Every esthetician out there is like, glycation, no.
But glycation is good. It tastes, brown food tastes good.
Burnt toast is disgusting.
Sorry for anyone who has misophonia. I just made the worst noise ever. My apologies.
Hi, I'm Sybil Solon. I'm an esthetician and spa owner.
And hi, I'm Alex Ellis. I'm a wellness expert and body nerd, and we are business besties.
And bosses. Running your own business, it's hard.
But we're terrible employees, so we're figuring it out.
I've already figured it out, but I promise to share, and Alex promises to share everything we know about making a six-figure income.
And be brutally honest about what works and what totally sucks.
I'll be honest, a bunch of it totally sucks, but let's get started.
Yeah, welcome to 2020 where everything sucks. Just kidding. No, welcome back to Skinfessional. On today's show, we're talking about the 5 things you can do right now to move your business forward, including why you should be reaching out to all of your clients
and why I don't like online is no longer an excuse.
Nope, doesn't work. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Okay, but first we do have to talk about this. So there are some just, I think, passionate things that I think need to get off my chest. This has been a whirlwind of a week. I know last week we talked about inspiration, and you were in a place where you were like, F all of this. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't want to be doing anything. Like, everything is lost. And then I caught that, and I was in the same place all the beginning of this week of just like, what am I doing? This all sucks. I don't know. And we are out of that. So woo woo. So now I'm a little over, and I'm going to be harsh because I love you, not you, Sybil. I mean, I do love you, but you, the listener. This isn't going anywhere. Things are not changing. And so we need to just start doing the work. Right? There is no, especially here in California, my God, dumpster fires galore. There's no reopening that's happening.
Fires galore.
Well, now, we're literally on fire.
Yeah.
Things aren't reopening. There's no more waiting for things to change because we have crossed the threshold. We are into the new normal. And yes, it sucks. And yes, I just threw up, but it's fucking here. Just get with the program. I'm sorry, just get with the program. So another thing that is super, especially I think this happens at every level of business, and it's a lot easier to do this online just because it's so much faster to expose yourself to a bunch of different businesses. But looking at somebody else's, year 5, and then being like, oh, but I need to do it like her, and I can't do it like that, and mine doesn't look like this, and so it's shit, and so I should just give up now. Yeah. Stop comparing yourself to somebody else's 5th act when you're just getting started. If you think of it more, and actually I was listening to this great interview with Tom Brady, who I didn't realize I liked. I always thought that he was kind of an asshole. Sorry, Tom Brady, for when we meet, my bad. And he talked about too, he didn't even start playing football until his freshman year in high school. And then he got drafted in college, which is wait, what?
That's so old.
I know. Baseball was his sport of choice.
Whoa.
And, he was playing travel baseball, all those things. And he's like, look, I showed up every day, and I knew that I wasn't the best person out there. So I worked my ass off to get a little bit better every single day. And now look at Tom Brady. Arguably, stats wise, I don't know a lot about football, but apparently he's won 6 out of the 9 Super Bowls he's been to. And that's a big deal, I guess. But if he can do that, and if he's talking about, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do the workouts, I'm going to learn a little bit more. I don't need to learn it all. I just need to learn a little bit more so that I can do my best today. Not necessarily the best, but what is my best, so I can better that every single day, day in, day out, and just keep getting better that way. Even for what was I doing? Even I think it was this week, last week. I don't know. We talked about we were building these toolkits and these tools that we're going to sell online. And I got mine up and running, and to do it, I had to buy this other tool. But now that's opened up this whole other like realm of sales possibilities that
it's
never
changed the game for you. It's changed the game.
No,
I got a text where he was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, no,
So
it's
easy. So easy.
I think sometimes we're like, well, I need to invest. And I agree that like, it's a lot easier for me to say that now because I have, thankfully the SBA blessed me with a cushion to help me be like, okay, I'm willing to take that risk because I know that it doesn't feel quite so risky anymore.
Right.
But I increased my revenue 142% from June to July. And the only difference, you guys, is that I started running paid Facebook ads to a paid product. And if your brain just exploded, don't worry. Mine did too. I'm not saying go out and run Facebook ads. I'm just saying do something, please. Please just do something. We just have to keep moving forward at this point.
Which does remind me that I want to say for a second that you have to spend money to make money.
Yes.
And this is something that I say a lot on this podcast, this show. You need to invest to actually make money. I know that we a lot of times are like, I'm bootstrapping and I don't really have money to invest. And Alex and I have had these conversations as well.
All the time. You've told me that so many times.
But you need to put money in. You need to do it strategically. And maybe we're going to talk about this hardcore next week, but you need to do it strategically. You need to spend money to make money. And I actually just wrote down, you need to spend money to make money. And so maybe next week, that's what we'll be talking about.
Yes, we should. But this week, we're going to be talking about 5 specific concrete steps that you can take to start moving your business forward. So to get yourself out of this rut, to get yourself out of trying to fit your business model into this COVID experience as if it's like a retreat.
It is now the new time. This is how it is, guys. This is what it is.
Old business models don't work anymore. There's a reason why Subway is even doing curbside delivery. Okay. Evolve with the times.
If I hear one more person say, well, when we go back to like the way it was, guys, there ain't no way it was. So I studied history and I studied revolutionary history. And as soon as this started happening, I literally wrote an article that I started called the COVID revolution, because we are in a revolution. This is a time no different than the Industrial Revolution. It is a revolution. We are now in a huge amount of change. And somebody's going to look back and be like, damn, lots of things happen. A lot of things change. This is like when the internet happened. People look back and we're like, I don't need a website. And you're like, no, you can't even imagine a time where people didn't have a website. You're like, I don't need an iPhone. You're going to have some kind of smartphone. That's
You're right. I don't need a camera on my phone.
Yeah. You're like, no, you're going to have some kind of phone, or you're just going to die an old person. Like that's just how it is. So we're going to move forward. We're going to come to the terms with the fact that this is the new reality. Okay. And we're going to talk about what we're going to do to move forward in it. And that way we can still be successful, because it's all about being successful to make money. So what's the first thing I think that we should be doing? Well, Alex and I think we should be doing, because Alex actually came up with the very first one. What was the very first one, Alex?
To update or build your website. Because if you don't have a website, there's no time like the present to build your website. There's so many services out there that make it super easy. You've probably heard them on all the podcasts. Squarespace, build it beautiful. Isn't that their tagline?
There are even free ones these days. I mean, I don't recommend the free ones, but heck, if you have nothing else to do and you really are like, I'm bootstrapping so hard, there are literally free ones that are like there. So there's a few different kinds of websites. We're just gonna go on real quick. So there's something called a brochure site, and that's a fancy way of saying all I have on is like a picture of me and like a few pages that say who I am and what I do. Nothing else. It's like a static page.
Yeah, I was thinking of that like a business card. Yeah. That makes sense.
It's known as a brochure site. So, because if you would open it, you're just like, oh, this is a brochure about who this person is, right? A business card site would be even smaller. So that's like one where literally it is just like who you are. That's it. But most of us, that we need something a little bit more. It's like picture of you, which by the way, if you don't have a picture of you, you're doing something horribly wrong. People want to see
Oh
you.
my God. No, just go outside. Right now in California, we have great lighting because there's no more sun because there's so much smoke. But really soft lighting that's great for photography. No shadows on your face.
We even have an entire episode about what we think should be on a website, the basics of what should be on a website. We talked about all this, okay? But definitely have a picture of you and have a picture of who you are representing you. Okay, don't be all like static and be like, I'm not wearing the clothes that are me, right? Don't be like a LinkedIn profile if that's not who you are, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Be you, because people want to make sure that they're coming to a person who looks like you, right? Because they're going to look at that person and be like, hey, I resonate with this person. Okay. They don't resonate it. You don't want to see them anyways. All right. They're not for you.
Let's just pause on that real fast. If you're going back to update your website, and this is something that I do periodically, like every couple years, and I don't decide like, all right, this week I'm updating my whole website. I'll literally go through page by page as I can and have time, like, over the course of like a year. It's very slow. But what you're saying about being authentic and being who you are is so super important. And it's harder to do online because it may be an unfamiliar, medium, so to speak. People say all the time, like, oh, you're so great on video. I've been doing weekly videos since 2012, and now I do about 15 videos a day on Instagram stories. I'm able to be myself. And even that, like, there's things I say in front of my husband and my family that I would never say on Instagram stories or other videos, So we talked about personas, like that's important, but I do think that you really should be yourself in how you sound on your website and the words that you use. One of the ways I get around that is I literally will like use an app like otter.ai. We'll put that in the show notes to record myself speaking. It transcribes it, it turns it into words. And then you can just go through and edit that. And that could be your about me or whatever versus, my mom, I love her to death. She writes me text as if she were on Lewis and Clark's expedition. And it's like, they're so formal. And she uses like the biggest words. And I'm like, Mom, I've never even heard you speak that way. Like, why do you text me that way? Which to me is like the most informal medium ever. So do not write this as if you were journeying across the United States.
Which, by the way, for whatever reason, whenever I get on text, I turn into a gangster. I don't know what it is about like the shorter format, but I'm like, yo, peeps, I got you, girl.
Got you, boo.
Yeah, I'd become a super gangster.
The same goes, I would say, for your photography as well. Be you, wear stuff you're comfortable in, wear stuff that reflects like who you are or who you want to be. Like I have some photos,
which we have an episode about.
Yeah. I have some photos dressed in real clothes, but my favorite photos are those of me in exercise clothes because that's like who I am. I'm wearing them right now too.
You don't have a person. So like I like to tell the story of I literally had somebody tell me that I should have a picture of myself with like a collar on, and I was like, do you know who I am? I don't even have a shirt with a collar on because like I have sparkle shirts. I have brightly colored. Like I have not worn anything but yoga pants in like 25 years. Like you're not going to, even if I go up on a stage and speak, you're probably going to see Alex in probably
my shirt literally says, ask me about my balls right now, you guys.
Right? And me probably in some kind of like sparkly, shimmery, like flowy satin or something is the most you're going to see me dressed up in, because I'm not the person who's going to get all dolled up in like a fancy outfit. That's not who I am as a person. I stress about going to weddings because I might have to wear something fancy. Yeah.
Well, I do have elevated style. The style I am seeking, although I'm not there yet, is the yoga professor. So this right now is not the yoga professor, but like cute stuff. It's on Pinterest,
Well,
that's where
you like have like a wraparound, like like a wraparound thing, and like
I would definitely
high class athleta.
Yeah, a button-up shirt and some real nice leggings and some street sneaks. Those are clean sneakers. That would be the ideal. Maybe my next photo shoot, I'll wear that.
Yeah,
but all that is to say, be you, even online. Stop being a robot.
Yeah, but find out like who you are. If you look at a photo and you're like, oh, ooh, that's not me, then it's not you. So don't do it. Same with the words that you say and et cetera, right? So exactly. And I hear you out there, the person who called me once and was like, Sybil, I'm going to read this to you. Does it sound like I got a copywriter and like, I don't think this is right. And I was like, oh, that's terrible.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And she paid good money for the copyright. And the thing is, everything was like SEO correct. And it was like good copy. It just was so not her spa.
Yeah.
It was just not her spa.
I think it was, we were watching separate but together the other day, Grow with Video, the seminar.
Yes.
And I think it was
Sean
Heather.
Cannell, Grow with Video Live, everybody. Plug for that.
Yeah, it was awesome. She said, you should know how to do a thing
Everything
before you hire someone to do it for you. And I think copywriting is really a place where people are like, well, I don't really know how to speak. I don't know how to do marketing. I don't know. And so they hire someone who doesn't sound anything like them. And you're better off like learning how to write and getting to a place where you know your client so intimately that when you write something, they're like, wow, you're in my head, you know?
Right.
And then hire someone.
There's a really good copywriting book, and I'll think about it. Besides StoryBrand, there's another really good copywriting book, and I'll think of it as we're continuing this. I'll think of it, and I'll put it in the show notes if I don't. But I have it sitting over somewhere on my new awesome book spine. I have a book spine over there.
I know. I do like that.
By the way, if you've never seen a book spine before, I'd never seen one before. It makes books up and down. So awesome. Love it.
IKEA?
No, actually, I got it on Wayfair. Sorry, Wayfair.
Did you get a small child?
I got a small child with it. I now just have them petting my cat.
Sorry. We just got canceled.
My designer was like, you should get book spines because it'll hold so many more books. And you have so many books about like skin and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
So I have 3 of them now just holding all of my education books. In this office.
I like that. All right. So that's about updating and building your website.
Right. And if you're looking for places to build your website, we'll have some of them in the show notes. But yeah, like there's a ton of them out there.
Also, if you're like, but I don't know how to do this thing, Google, YouTube. Look it up.
Yeah.
Well,
Google,
it depends.
YouTube.
Are you a visual learner? Do you want to read it? Some people like to read stuff, which I'm like, that's cool. But
you can find something. One other thing I want to say about your website is sometimes there's a difference. Like I said, there's a brochure site that just tells you like how, like just about you. And then there's a website that's like deeper that might have like an online portal that has like a lot more information and it has like your shopping site and everything. And if you're starting new, you might want to start smaller and then grow. Don't get overwhelmed. Just get something
just get
up
started.
There. Don't be a perfectionist. Just get something up, right?
Doesn't have to be perfect. You just got to get it started.
Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Alex tells me all the time, done is better than perfect.
Just do it. And then I spend 6 hours tweaking. Should it be this screen or this screen?
I understand. We all do it. But still, remind yourself done is better than perfect, okay? Just put it out there. Set yourself a deadline for it. And then get it done by that deadline. Simple as that. Be like, hey, this is my deadline. Get it done. Boom. Has to be done. Next thing, classes. Go through all the classes that you've taken online, anything you've not taken online and that you might have notes for. So I actually just pulled out all of my like guides, my booklets and stuff that I have notes for. Go through everything you've done. See if you've had the notes and stuff you have, if those classes have actually moved online. Some of mine have actually moved online. And if you reach out to the instructor, you can actually get the class online, or you can get the class online for a discount. Okay, so some of them, they'll just give you access. Some of them, they'll give you a discount to get it online, and it has updated information.
That's awesome.
I know. Some of the classes, they actually, that you've taken online have been updated, and you just it has new information and you don't realize it. Some of them you never took.
I have some of those.
I have some of them too. And the best way to take them is actually just to write them down and sit down like they're actually a course that you have to take at a community college and just do the thing.
Oh, that reminds me of a course I just bought that I haven't done. Oops.
Yeah, do the thing, right? We talked about this before at the very beginning of quarantine. We're like, hey, stop buying new classes. Do the classes you already have, right? So, but I actually went through all of my classes and I noticed that a bunch of mine had been updated. And then I went through all of my old notes and stuff and was like, hey, some of these have been turned into online courses. And I reached out to the people and they're like, yeah, no, we'll totally let you in. No big deal. And then some of them were like, oh, for $100, let you into that course now, which
Take
was
my
great.
money.
Yeah, I was like, hey, totally take my money. This was like a $2,500 course when I took it like 4 years ago. Totes.
Also, YouTube. I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, there's no new information. It's just like how somebody has synthesized it and packaged it for the most part. I would say like 98% of the time, like it's already been said by somebody at some time, but probably not in that way. So there's a lot you can find just from researching, but do not let this step be an excuse for you to spend the next 6 weeks on the internet researching.
Right. So
Just take action.
sometimes you'll sit around and just be like, hi, I did so much research that I didn't actually do whatever I'm supposed to be doing. Right. So know why you're doing what you're doing. So like, are you trying to update your skills? Are you trying to get inspired? Are you actually just trying to like, sometimes I like to just gather all of my tools and be like, oh, these are my tools. And I just like to make sure I have them in my toolkit because I didn't realize that I actually had all these tools sitting around. Right.
I also, something just came to me. I feel compelled to share about timing. If you're like, okay, well, I'm going to build my website today. So building a website in 2 weeks is like unheard of. It can happen if you're a professional. If you're not a professional, like expect it to take a while. Give yourself like a month. And I'm talking a month, but you're working on it, spending at least 90 minutes a day working on it. Okay.
Easily. Because a lot of stuff goes into a website. There's like content, getting the picture, like all the content itself takes forever. Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Alex was just her. If you can't see her, she just rolled her eyes and like looked like dead in the face.
Oh no. Just died a little bit on the inside. Oh no.
like, let's not even talk about the copy, which takes also forever. Just the content, understanding how to organize it. Like there's so much stuff. And if you need help with that, we're totally here for you because we totally do that. So
I just love when I find an old page on my website that I haven't been to in a million years. And I'm like, oh my God, who wrote this? This is terrible.
Or the old ones and you find the 404 errors and you're like, oh God, this goes
Thankfully,
to
I haven't come across that yet, but
oh God, I get them all the time. My blogs. I have a blog and my blog goes back a long time. So I've been blogging, guys, since my oldest blog page goes back to 2007 when I was a baby esthetician. And there are times where I'll go back there and I'll be like, oh God, so those pictures don't work anymore. They're old. I don't know what I've done with that page.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
One thing, I mean, this is like ninja next level, but I get a report from my analytics each week or each month as to the top searched pages and like most trafficked. And they're actually pages that I wrote years ago. Like it's not new stuff. And so I just go back and like tweak them every once in a while.
That's
like surprisingly, this one still surprises me. The highest like trafficked page on my website month after month is about how to stretch your obliques and your psoas.
Oh, well, those are still good things.
I didn't know that was a big deal.
Mine is lashes are the new boobs. I did that, by the way, I did that article when eyelash extensions just started coming out. I did lashes are the new boobs. And that was forever.
So true. Everybody loves lashes.
Lashes are the new boobs. Yep.
So true.
Well, it has lashes and boobs in it. So come on now. That's how you do it. All right. So we've got 2 things on the list. So 3, this is a very vital one. Go ahead and reach out and touch someone.
Virtually. I really wanted to be like, reach out and touch me. Isn't that the song? Isn't that how it goes?
We are living in the day and age of, we work on people for a living, but we are not maybe working on as many people or, you can't work on people at all. And depending on where you are, but we still need to see our clients in the virtual realm and we actually need to contact them. And it's more than just, I sent out emails, I sent out an email blast, I text them occasionally. We are, to our clients, we are a person who is more than a person who just sees their faces. We are a person who is vital to their life. We help them feel better about themselves. Also, for many, we are their therapist.
You just gave me the greatest idea too.
They need therapy so bad right now. So reach out and I make phone calls. Like I have a phone list and I call them. But as Alex said, she made a huge face where she's like, oh my God, calling people is the devil.
Oh God, no. Well, actually, no, this is when you were talking. I just got a light bulb, so I wrote it down. Not an actual light bulb, an idea. There's a service called Postable that
Mm,
has really cute cards, and you can write like stock messages. You can write individual messages for people, or you could send the same card with the same message to a bunch of people, and then they
hmm.
ship it for you. So you
That's
get to
awesome.
support the USPS. The cards are inexpensive. They're a trillion times better than any of the garbage that you can get
Yeah,
at the grocery store. So I was just like, oh, I'm going to send a card to my clients. Just let them know, like, hey, I appreciate you. I'm thinking about you and hope you're doing well. If there's anything you need, reach out.
totally. So that's a great way to do it. Also, you can send, would you say voice memos are great to people? That
Oh,
way they
yeah.
actually hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And I use something called Dub, which I love all the time, and they have a free plan. So I'll make sure I put that in there. I do pay for it. I do love it. I send video messages to people, whereas
Mm-hmm.
essentially I'm just like, hey, this is Sybil. I'm reaching out to you and I wanted to say hi. And I'm just checking in and making sure that, your dog is doing okay and your kids are fine and they're not driving you too insane. And here's the new Taiwanese dish I just made. And I love you and I hope that you're okay. I'd love to see you. And, the new promoter is in, and if you want to see it, that's great. If you want to know about it, let me know, etc. I think you might like it. So it can be that you're trying to, just also letting them know about, just like they were visiting you in their office, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they're not, just stuff like that. And you'd be surprised how many people will just reach back out to you and be like, oh, hey, I also have missed you and I just wanted to talk and it's nice. And they will schedule a time to just sit and chat about nothing. Or
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh my God, thanks so much. I do need to buy a product. I've meant to keep reaching out and I keep forgetting. I'll think about it when I'm like in the shower. And then I leave the shower and I've forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
So help them out by helping, right? Especially emails, they don't want to look at your email. Trust me, they don't
No,
want
I
to
think
look.
there's like a text overload right now. There's just like too much text happening. And I think that personal touch, and that's actually one of the things I love about mail because actually one of my clients sent me a card. Just want to let you know I'm thinking of you and like I really appreciate you. And I was so touched to get a card in the mail
Yeah,
because 99% of the time there is junk in my mailbox. So it's nice to
it's
have a card
true.
from a person.
Thank you for the reminder of that too, because as Alex knows, I actually have one of my people actually makes me cards. I have cards personally made based on the I've designed all my cards, and I have somebody who's hand calligraphied them for me. And I'm like, I was actually looking around for my box, I'm like, oh, I should pull that out and make sure I send out cards to people again because
You
I
know what?
have.
There's actually, I can't remember what it is. You could Google it, but I got a card from somebody. There's a service now that's like postable, where I was saying where they'll print the card for you. It looks like a handwritten font, but it's not.
Mhm.
But it's not that. It actually is, they have designers and artists who will hand letter a card for you. So you tell them the message,
It's
what
like in
vibe
her.
you want. Yeah. And so I was like, oh my God, my friend has like such great handwriting. And then I realized that it wasn't actually her. It took me a week or so to realize that. So that's another option for like a way more
Yeah, like
hand touch, personal
a
touch.
well thought out and cared about gift. So,
Yeah.
but it does matter, and getting real mail really helps people. And I've used
Hmm.
real mail for quite some time because I find that there's nothing like somebody's like, I got your card.
Hmm.
It was surprised me, and I really am thankful. Whoa, you know. And I have the worst, most atrocious handwriting. Like, no, like here, I'm going to show it to you. It's terrible. Hold on.
You guys, it is terrible. I have seen it.
It's terrible. I can barely read it, and yet I just write it, and I hope
I
for the
mean,
best.
this is my writing when I'm not paying attention. That's not much better.
This is me when I try to write. It's even worse. I'm just like, it's worse. It's terrible. So I just do the best I can, but it's from the heart, and that's all that
Mhm.
matters.
And if you're
Don't make
listening,
it too big.
just know that both of us would not win any handwriting competitions.
It's some bad. Like I've literally had people be like, "Wow, can you read that?" I'm like, "No, I cannot." Thank God for computers.
Oh my gosh. I know sometimes I'm like, Yeah, I don't know what this says at all. No clue. No
Right.
clue
But people
whatsoever.
need to see you and also let them see you as you. So like, don't feel like, so for me, I even more, we've talked about this before on different episodes. I've even more on social, like let myself look like me. My hair has been all crazy. I'll be in the morning, like not showered and stuff because they need to know that you're also like in the same position as they are. That
Yeah.
you're not maybe doing perfect.
Yep. No, when I shared on Instagram, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. People are like, oh, I don't feel so alone. I'm glad that I'm not the only
Yeah.
one.
Because that's what they need to know. Like, we don't always have to be 100% together. Now, you may not want to be like, oh my God, I also am in doom and gloom right now all the time when you talk to them. Because remember, our part of our job is to like, keep their lives better. But you can be vulnerable. It's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Next one.
Your email
Round number
list.
4.
You need to build your email list. You just need to do it.
Yeah. And
There's
we
no
have a whole episode
excuses.
about this.
There's no more, oh, but when things go back to normal, I don't like online. I don't want to hear that shit. Just build your email list. Sign up for something like Mailchimp. Sign up for something for Drip, or that's another one. Google it, but stop sending BCC'd emails in your Gmail. Just stop.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So, and there are, I think that most of them have like a free up until a certain amount of subscribers. They're pretty easy to use when you first start with them. If you're just like collecting email, a lot of times your email provider. So if you started with not an email provider, a website provider will have like, hey, we have a plan if you want, and you can add it on. So you can do that, but start just collecting them at least. Even just collect them. Even if you're not doing anything with them, just collect them. Right? So
that's like so low key. The online marketer in me is cringing, but I'm like, okay, yeah, just collect them. That's fine.
I'm gonna have a confession. So like, I barely collect email. I'm the worst. So like, if I have a client who comes in to see me, I collect their email, but I actually still do not have an email collection.
Yeah, but you have the thing to do it because we built it, remember?
I do, but yet I don't have anywhere for people to go to.
We will need to talk offline because you have all of the pieces.
I have like 4 mailers, by the way. Like I have like SendFox, and I have Active Campaign, and I have a Google Mail one, and I have 4 of them. But I have like I have nothing for people to actually go to.
You guys, I just need you to know right now that Sybil's so full of shit with what she's saying that I will have a stern talking with her later that I won't subject you guys to right now.
Right? So I'm telling you that like I have done all the other things, but I have not done that. So we're being honest here.
Yes.
I still have a very successful business, but like right now, like we all still have to do things. Like I have something on this list that has to get done. Okay. My Shopify store collects people's emails. Every time they come, they put their email. I have no idea where it goes. No freaking clue. It's connected to my Active Campaign. I don't know what's happening to it. I have no idea. I don't understand how to use it. No clue. No idea. I have zaps that zap at places. No idea where it goes or what's happening.
What are you doing? What are you doing in there in Vegas?
I don't understand.
What are you doing?
It's too complicated and I do not understand it.
You need to be on a different software.
You're not alone when I tell you.
No.
You're not alone when you're sitting out there being like, this seems really complicated. Do it anyways. Just at least collect them. I'm at least collecting them. I have a collection process because I know that you have to collect them. Collect them at least. All right? Collect them. I have buckets out there collecting emails. Right?
I wouldn't recommend you do Sybil's suggestion. Just go to Mailchimp. Sign up for a Mailchimp account. It's free, and start collecting there.
See, you have to collect them, but then you have to like do something with them.
We did a whole episode about that.
That's right. Now you watch the episode. Okay.
Like, all right. So the last thing we want you guys to do is to really think, not long, but maybe hard, about what you want to sell and how you're selling it. So this is, do you want to start a membership like Sybil did with the Skin Fitness Club? Do you want to create a course that is going to help your clients learn a ton about a specific topic? Do you want to do one-on-ones with your clients? And if so, what would that look like? A friend of mine is a physical therapist, started charging for 30-minute calls, I think, $100 for like a 30-minute call. And sometimes people just want to chat. Other times they have actual questions. They want to, learn some stuff. But that was a way for her to transition to almost like a telehealth kind of thing and set it up so she could talk to her clients, even though she's not in the clinic as often as she was, So membership, course, one-to-one. Just pick one and go with it.
Right.
If you're like, I don't even know what should I do, then start with one-to-one. And also, we've talked a lot about products, selling your products online. So what are you going to sell? Do you have products sitting in your back bar that's just degrading as the time goes by? Maybe you want to put that up on a website somewhere and sell it. You could even go old school and just like, I mean, you guys, who's to say you can't just like take a picture of a product, text it to somebody, do you need any? And then you can sell it that way. Like, it doesn't need to be complicated. Okay. It doesn't need to be complicated.
I did just say you can like text your clients and be like, hey, I'm selling blah, blah, blah. Which, by the way, I did send out an email campaign and was like, I need to get rid of a bunch of these. And I sold them all. So there you go.
It works.
It did. Works. Send out the email. The email worked. There you have it. To my clientele. Also, we are talking about like different things that you can be doing, whether you're doing one-on-ones or you could be setting up, a membership or a big class. And there are different programs that do that. And if you want to learn how to do that, we actually, I just sat in on a really amazing class that lady who's doing those. Her name is Vanessa Lau. She actually goes through all of the different varieties of how to do this. And I will make sure I put her link. She does a class on this, put her link in the show notes. It's probably the first time I've ever sat in one of these where I was like, she's speaking to my soul. I understand. This is what I would do. I love it. Everything she says, I was like, yes, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. So, and guess what? She's probably going to have me set up my emails to work better.
Yeah, she's going to, I hope, yell at you too. But maybe she'll speak it in a way that speaks to your soul. So that's the other thing too. Like, there's not really, if you are also thinking like, well, I don't know, like so-and-so is already doing this thing that I'm doing. I just heard this advice from Amy Porterfield. She's like, if somebody's already doing what you're doing, that is awesome. If 5 people are already doing it, that is even better because that means that there is a market for that thing you're thinking about. There is value in being the first to market with some like wild idea, but there's nothing wrong with being like 5th, 6th, 500th in line, because at the end of the day, there's not really new information being sold and shared on the internet. In fact, all of the things I know that I teach, like you could buy the books, you could watch the YouTube videos. I mean, it would help to go to university, but most of what I learned after university. So I know that what I'm selling isn't unique. It's how I package it, how I talk about it, and how I empower my clients to use the information.
Right. And who you are. So guys, how many spas are there out there? How many facials are there out there? Right?
Tons.
How many brow experts?
Trillions.
Right? You are you. What you do is special because it's you. Right? Because how you do it, what you bring to it. It's the exact same thing. Your knowledge is what you have and it's what you bring to the table. If you were like, I was the first person to decide that I was going to be a dental spa, which, hey, when those first came out, we all looked at each other being like, what? Dental spas?
What's a dental spa?
So dental spas are like the first person who was like, hey, people want to get facials while they're getting their teeth done.
Wow.
This is the thing. Yeah, this is the thing. The first time that these came out, people were like, oh, what the fuck? That's crazy. Nobody wants somebody's teeth getting cleaned and then a facial at the same time. Yet they became very popular in certain places, not everywhere, but very certain places. They became super popular, right? But the first person who thought of that idea, whatever. That was what we call a blue ocean idea. Somebody was like, I took these things. It was a completely new idea. Hey, it could have flopped. It could have failed. I'm sure there's a bunch of spa things that have completely failed that they're like, that did not work out. Listen, dinner and spa probably is not going hand in hand. I'm going to eat sushi and get a facial at the same time. Probably not a good idea.
I mean, if you could like drop it in your mouth.
Probably not a good idea. But hey, there's a million spas. If somebody's doing what you're doing, that's cool. It means that
Don't worry
there
about
is,
it.
yeah. And like we've talked about before, competition is just awesome because there isn't really a competition. That's just people to learn from and your peers.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's all
Yeah,
it
so
is.
don't worry about, we finish where we started. Don't worry about what other people are doing. I do continue to learn and educate, not in a way to compare myself, but to be like, oh, I really like the way that, that person did that. Let me see if it makes sense to incorporate it into what I'm doing. But
Mhm.
again, with this idea of just like 1% a day, I'm just trying to get 1% smarter, 1% better,
Mhm.
1% more efficient, and 1% more systems in place every single day to make my life easier, to help make my business more profitable, and
Mhm.
also to stop working so much. I mean, let's be real here. That's my ultimate goal. Right?
I
The
mean,
4-day, 4-hour work week.
I'd like it even less than that, but okay. I shoot for even higher than that, but okay.
Well, I did see while watching, what was I watching? Actually, this is what I should have confessed. I am 2 weeks into tapping almost every day, like EFT, right? Where you tap at the different points and you say the things, for $50,000. Get ready. And I was going somewhere with this. Oh, because I feel like, because I've been tapping and I'm like, opening myself up to this idea of like, I don't know how it's going to come, but I'm like down for however it's, even one of the things you say is like, I'm really excited for however this money's going to show up, cash, checks, or credit card, just whatever, and then I keep getting these little nuggets, and they seem like tiny, tiny kernels, but like it's a lot of small, pieces of snow that make up a giant snowball that will be super effective and efficient. So like, don't discount the crumbs that are coming along the way, because they will eventually help you to make the whole meal.
That's right. That's right. And hey, we'll take it anywhere we get it.
Yeah, I still want my $50,000. Stay tuned.
All right. Well, it's coming your way. Let's.
I mean, you guys, honestly, maybe we should all do this. Google tapping for $50,000. And the woman's name is like Margaret, I think. The one thing that did concern me is her last name is Raniere, which is the same name as the head of the Nexium cult. So, I mean, possible red flags, but I don't have to work with her and I didn't pay her. It was on YouTube. But I have another friend. What? Yeah, you put it in the show notes. Everybody, let's do some tapping and let's see what's happening, because just if you even go to that video and read the comments, it is unbelievable. People like all the cool stuff that people were able to do just from watching this video.
I would love to hear, as you continue your journey, how the five things help you.
Yep.
And next, how the tapping creates
Maybe if you do tapping.
prosperity for you.
That's like the 6th bonus. The bonus thing is like, just screw it all and just tap your way to success. Here we go.
Yeah, the other things don't matter. Just start tapping. It's fine. Everything will be all right. Notice that Alex works her ass off, but also taps. So you got to feed both sides of the system, both the reality and also the metaphysics of it all. Right?
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Right?
Heck yeah.
So if you're going to buy your lottery tickets, that's cool. Alex is going to tap.
Yeah.
That's right. Probably
cash, checks, or credit cards. You got to get the vibe, though. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, whatever you got to do. I believe in the universal energies. So if some people pray, some people are going to be like, I tapped, and it still opened the same metaphysical energies.
Yeah. I mean, I do all of those things. You guys, I have a crystal on right now. Okay. I'm doing all of the things. If you can see how many crystals are on my desk right now, viewers, I mean, check out this baby right here. Okay. So we're here for all of it.
I have socks on my desk.
All right. So hit us up and let us know what of the 5 actions you are taking, even if it's crystals. But I mean, you guys, seriously, take some action on your business this week. Just tell us what you're going to do. Tell us what your plan is. Even Tom Brady. Oh, I should have texted you. Tom Brady sets goals. Okay. Part of his quest for excellence. If it's good enough for Tom Brady, it's good enough for me too. So you can hit us up on Instagram. We are at Skinfessional, or you can find me at Hala from Hala, or you can find Miss Sybil at Your Skin Fitness Expert, or you can call the Skinfessional box. Ooh, that's weird.
Skinfessional would be nice. You can reach out and virtually touch
us. At the Skinfessional box, which is 818-473-5277.
Reach out and touch us.
What? So, until next week,
Keep your secrets to yourself.
unless you're telling us.
Okay, bye.
Bye.